was going to remove this body cam until you magically came in and...
What do you mean? I've been nuked. I've been completely nuked off with... I mean, if you really look at what they've done to me, it's like dropping a major bomb on me, completely nuking me, and I came out like a cockroach out of the ashes. I mean, they...
And you were carrying a brief... You were carrying a suitcase out of the rubble with a suitcase.
I mean, they took me to court twice. They wanted to shut down my channel. I mean, completely nuked by the county and came out of the ashes. Have you seen the like a cockroach out of the ashes
with a suitcase?
With a suitcase and a suit. The barefooted brother is out in here with a file. I mean, they're even shocked. They're like, what the fuck is going on here? How is he still here? And apparently he's got...
You deceived them. You deceived them when you said, I'm barefoot. I'm out here. I'm barefoot. They're like, oh, this guy has nothing. You know, he's nothing to worry about. He's just barefoot. I mean, the guy's barefoot. Come on now.
Morning, Chief.
Morning. Just grabbing a little H2O before the next briefing. You know, a lot of good conversations start right here at this cooler. Keeps the department running and hydrated. Now,
Chief, we have a problem.
what's going on?
The Mustafa brothers. One of them got into evidence storage, took the Redfield file.
You're sure?
Caught him on the cameras 10 minutes ago.
Damn it.
Detective Forrester's been trying to track him since.
He knew exactly what he wanted. Folder was gone when I came back from the
All
lab.
right, lock down the exits.
We've lost another body cam node. Pull up the feed.
Found him. It's Mustafa, brother. He has the cams.
Lock down the servers. Now!
He's already inside.
Turn. This is for you, Agent Doyle. Full clip. Don't let them bury it.
Garcia, it's Reed. I need a location on Mustafa, brother. Now.
You brought him on a ride-share trace, heading south on East Street, plate ending 068.
Sending coordinates now.
Copy that. Keep the feet up.
I'm moving. Garcia, it's Reed. I need a location on Mustafa, brother. Now.
The broadcast talk to me.
Rideshare just dropped him downtown. He's heading for a studio called FM Wave.
Copy that. Put eyes on the block and lock it down. Whatever you do, don't let him air that file on his podcast. Units are en route.
If they get disclosed...
All right, we are good to go. We are live. This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa through the police body cam. Judge Carol Weimer, you are under the microscope. All right, so we're going to keep going through the prosecutor motion, and we're on page, I believe, 4. All right, so page 4. Is it page 4 or page 6? Let's see. All right, so...
You were talking about Davis, something Davis.
All right, so we covered, on the last segment, we covered section C on page 5. Delay caused by the defendant does not justify reconsideration. So we already covered that.
Yeah,
That is the prosecutor. This is page 5.
Okay.
All right, so there's section B, there's section A. All right. Let's see, what is section 2? Even assuming change in circumstances should bill. Okay, all right. I think, all right, you want to go into section B, no change in circumstances. That's the jail CCTV video and the witness. Or you can go into, I think, let's go into even assuming a change in circumstance and bail should be denied based on dangers to the community and risk of flight. See, the problem with Prosecutor Sarasami, and this is what Judge Weimer is allowing this prosecutor, is entertaining this prosecutor to do. This prosecutor will tell you a bunch of lies about Mustafa's case. And then when the defense attorney wants to show evidence to show that the prosecutor lied about this case, that Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident, that this is a car accident. The prosecutor turns around and says, Your Honor, we're not litigating the case. We are litigating a bond hearing, Your Honor. And the bond hearing stands on two things. Is Mustafa a danger to the community? Is he a flight risk? Wait a minute. You just got done litigating the case.
Exactly. You just opened the door. You opened the door to these interactions taking place. When you accuse Mustafa of X, Y, and Z, you just opened the door for the defense to respond. To your point about X, Y, and Z, you can't just throw something out there, and the moment somebody tries to disprove what you just said, you say, no, this is just a bond hearing. We're not litigating the case. Well, if we're not litigating the case, then you can't bring it in at all. But the moment you do, you've just opened the door to litigation.
And what this prosecutor does, and she says, even if the defense attorney proved that Mustafa is not a danger to the community based on what I'm saying he's a danger to the community, which is two things. That Mustafa, the lip reader, and that Mustafa, according to the prosecutor, threatened the correctional officer. So even though the lip reader has been kicked off, even though you have evidence that Mustafa never threatened the correctional officer, she's going to turn around and tell you, Your Honor, Mustafa is a danger to the community because of, and she's going to start litigating the case. You can't do that. You can't. But here's a problem for her. The fact that you did that, you've opened the door for Mustafa's defense attorney to go in and litigate the case. You talked about, the prosecutor talks about a couple of things. She talks about the evidence. According to her, that Mustafa, that this is not a car accident. That Mustafa intentionally crashed the vehicle. Now, we have evidence that the prosecutor is lying.
She has no evidence that this was intentional. No evidence at all.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, the evidence shows that it was a vehicle accident because if you simply look at the data recorder, if you simply look at the dash cam, if you look at every piece of evidence in this case, it shows this was, in fact, a car accident. There was nothing intentional about it. The only part that they are coming up with intention is when Robert Drum lied, Chad Mason concealed the dash camera, Rob Davis destroyed his car. You talk about Romero and Drum coaching the children on weaponizing them. Tanisha Coleman, Glenn Ford, you listen to their interviews, and there's nothing there. They flat out tell you, we did not see anything. Everything we are saying is hearsay. Okay? And the second thing I would add about Tanisha Coleman is, not just Tanisha Coleman, but any warrant that was issued in the Mustafa case regarding information like the dash camera, like Tanisha Coleman's blink camera from inside her apartment. Why is it so tailored to what the narrative is? You look at Tanisha Coleman's blink camera search warrant, and it's down to the minute. They don't want to look at anything that happened after those kids entered the house, after Mustafa left the apartment complex, when those children were inside the apartment, and Robert Drum called Tanisha Coleman. The police excluded that from the warrant. Why so? Okay, why so? If you are in fact investigating any and all leads in this case, why would you tailor the search warrant to very specific timeframes? Similarly with the dash camera. Why would you specifically tailor the search warrant on the dash camera to only April 5th when you're specifically accusing him of prior bad driving habits, abusing the children, abusing Dorothy, having to drive dangerously with Dorothy and the children? Why not say all of the dash camera footage? And the reason is Chad Mason looked at this dash camera. He went through those videos. Okay, we know he sat there for 4 hours before they issued the search warrant. And once they identified that the footage does not fit the narrative that they're going to go with, they decided we're going to exclude that from the search warrant. When Romero looked at the blink camera from Tanisha Coleman's apartment, and he saw that Robert Drum and Tanisha Coleman had an offline conversation, and how Tanisha Coleman and Glenn Ford weaponized those children against Mustafa in that apartment. They decided it's not good to bring the Blink camera. It's not good to write a broad search warrant for everything in Tanisha Coleman's apartment because it's going to show the narrative and how it took place.
Absolutely. I mean, here
so
I'm
they
reading,
excluded it.
I mean, here I'm reading in the prosecutor motion, even assuming a change in circumstances, bail should be denied based on danger to the community and risk of flight. Now you're litigating.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that does not have a single conviction on his no criminal history whatsoever. No conviction whatsoever. Clean record. And you want to say that guy is a danger? And by the way, the stuff that the prosecutor is introducing as a danger to the community has nothing to do with the case, if you ever notice. It has nothing to do with the case. In August of 2023, the prosecutor told the judge that a guy by the name of Jason Nance had told investigator Drum that Mustafa gave him traumatic brain injury. Today we have a video of Jason Nance, and he says, "What the fuck? I never said that. I never said that. That never happened." Okay? Yet Mustafa was denied bond in August of 2023. He was denied bond because of that accusation alone. And the judge at the time allowed her to proffer this information. Okay? In May of 2024, she repeated the same exact tactics. Even though it's in May, it's a different reason for why he should be denied. She never repeated Jason Nance thing again because Jason Nance was identified. He identified and he gave a statement saying he never said that. So now she has to come up with a brand new lie. What's the brand new lie? Oh, let's bring in a lip reader, some bullshit lip reader.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about Jason Nance.
And let's make up some allegation from jail. What do you have from this case that is stopping this man from getting his freedom? What do you have? And the answer is nothing. They want to hold him in jail so that he cannot properly formulate a defense for his case. That's the bottom line.
I mean, let's read what she's talking about. I mean, in a bond motion on August 7, 2023, Sarah Sammy told the judge that there is an individual that Mustafa crashed a vehicle and gave this individual a brain injury. And because of it, the judge was so horrified that he denied Mustafa's bond. By the way, she never gave evidence to the judge. She proffered. She told him, I have evidence. Now we're finding out she never had evidence.
She never had evidence. And Jason Nance never said that.
Jason Nance never said that. So I want to read the transcript. There we go. This is really disturbing, by the way. So Prosecutor Sarah Sammy is telling the presiding judge, see if I can make this. There we go. I think that's better. Okay, Your Honor, this is August 7, 2023. Your Honor, this is in addition to the unrelated person who indicated he has traumatic brain injury because of this defendant. This is unrelated to the friend, the neighbor who indicated the abuse that Dorothy had disclosed to her. That individual's been kicked off the case, by the way.
The neighbor 100% was kicked off in the October 31st, 2024, the motion to dismiss hearing.
I have okay, where is she? Okay. All right, so here she's telling, okay. This is a bail hearing, Your Honor. See what she does? Okay. She says, this is a bail hearing, Your Honor, where the standard is probable cause to determine whether he is a danger to the community. I mean, she just got done listing all the lies, and then she turns around and she tells him,
this is a bail hearing.
A bail hearing. Now, trial tactics and all of that comes later down the line, Your Honor, that's not something the court should be considering. I think with all of the evidence that the Commonwealth has proffered, with all of the different individuals, unrelated, who don't know each other, they all tell the same story.
Oh, that's the key word. They want to say that these people don't know each other. She's talking about Glenn Ford, Okay, Glenn Ford, Tanisha Coleman. She's talking about Kylie Clapp, Jason Nance. Who else? And the minors. Okay, I mean, you look at that list. According to the FBI, when they came to visit Glenn Ford and Tanisha Coleman, the FBI assumed we're dating. We're in a relationship. Is that not right?
That's
okay.
right. That's right.
Okay. Now, so those two are 100% related. Kylie Clapp and the minors, I mean, they're siblings, but Kylie Clapp is related to the club owner because her dad apparently is the main piercer for the strippers at that club. And she says in her interview that her dad forced her to show up to the interview. So how are they unrelated again? How are they unrelated? You want to tell me Glenn Ford and Tanisha Coleman, who had the minors in their possession for, for a whole week?
By the way, the children in the forensic interview say that. The neighbor
and Glenn Ford.
The neighbor, Tanisha Coleman, Glenn Ford, and Kylie, the 16-year-old that doesn't live with her mom, lives with her dad and works at that club with her dad at the strip club, is in the apartment and is corroborating a story. What are we going to say about Mustafa? That we're going to all lie and come up with the story. And they're all caught on body cams.
And Robert
They're
Drum,
so incompetent that they tell you we didn't see it.
And Robert
They
Drum
create
feeds into that.
Robert Drum absolutely feeds into it. I mean, he's on the body
If
cam.
not taking part of it.
Absolutely. Now, I want to read, I want to go back to Jason Nance.
Okay.
I found the transcript where Sarah Sammy on August 7, 2023 is telling the judge, Your Honor, during the investigation that investigator Drum, the same investigator that blocked the inspection, that falsified Mustafa's statement, that falsified the affidavit. Now he's talking about a witness that we're going to find out that he falsified. Sarah Sammy tells the judge, Your Honor, during the investigation, that investigator, Drum, and other number of the crash investigator unit were conducting, they received a number of calls from citizens. One such call was from an individual totally unrelated to this case who indicated to the investigator Drum that he had been in a crash where the defendant was driving previously, and because of that crash, he had a traumatic brain injury. Based on that person's perception, he indicated to investigator Drum he believed the defendant did it on purpose. But that individual was totally unrelated to this event. He wasn't even on the investigator's mind or thought until he actually reached out to the investigator himself. Is there anything else? So she's telling the judge, the investigator Robert Drum received a phone call from this individual who later got unredacted and is Jason Nance. That Jason Nance, according to Drum, called him and told him that Mustafa crashed a vehicle of him in it and gave him traumatic brain injury. Now, the prosecutor is telling the judge at the time, proffering, you don't have to give evidence. You're just telling the judge you have this evidence. I mean, later you find out
she had no evidence.
This never happened.
Okay.
The question is, well, let's listen to what Jason Nance is coming out and telling us.
So I wonder how Jason Nance even came into the picture, and knowing Jason Nance and how he's always hungry for money, I wonder if Rob Davis, when he said he had an idea about this case that they should employ, but it's going to cost spending money, I wonder if Rob Davis paid Jason Nance to call into the police department, because I don't think Jason Nance is just going to call Prince William County. He's going to directly reach out to Robert Drum. I mean, if you're going to contact the police department, you don't know that Drum is on the case. You would initially, send an email, phone call the police department, and then you get a phone call back. In that case, the investigator would be prepared with his body cam. Okay? He would be prepared for an interview when he's conducting an investigation, okay? Yet, in this case, we don't see any body cam with Robert Drum. Matter of fact, when we look at the narrative, Jason Nance never said he got a traumatic brain injury. Robert Drum refers to Jason Nance as someone that is really hard to comprehend, and that Drum gives him the email address to the police department and tells him that if he has further communication to send it through email. Okay, so we don't find any email from Jason Nance. Matter of fact, Jason Nance comes forward.
I mean, the
and
police,
gives a statement.
When we're going to watch that video, we're going to watch that video where Jason Nance says, I never said that the police lied. I never said that. Okay, now the question is, now here's a question for the prosecutor. The prosecutor, when you open Mustafa's file, there's documents given over by the FBI to the prosecution office that Mustafa, his whole complete driving record.
NCIC.
Mustafa never got in a vehicle accident.
He was never involved in a car accident.
Now that's one. Two, you can clearly see that Jason Nance never had an accident with Mustafa. I mean, you can look
there would be a report of it.
You're talking about brain injury.
In a car crash. There would definitely be a police report, hospital report, some kind of report indicating that this actually happened.
And it's the obligation of the prosecutor to check,
to validate that information, to verify.
Now you have an investigator who falsified Mustafa's statements. So now he's not only falsifying Mustafa's statement, he's falsifying a witness statement. What did he write in his police report? Robert Drum wrote, "This is a supplement to case PD 2300-12076 in reference to multi-vehicle crash which occurred April 5th, 2023. I received a voicemail from Jason Nance. Question is, where is that voicemail? Because it's not on evidence.com.
Interesting.
So you say you have a voicemail, but the voicemail is not in the server. It's
again, who's
file.
obstructing this case from moving forward? Where's the voicemail?
Wouldn't you think you can play that in court if you had it? It's not in Mustafa's file. Okay, we know there is no voicemail. It doesn't exist. Unless there is a voicemail, and the voicemail doesn't say what Robert Drum put in the police report, so they redact it and put it away.
Just like the phone call body cam.
Just like the phone call when he said, Mustafa told me he was arguing inside the vehicle, and you find out that Mustafa never did, according to, thank God that you recorded that phone call. Okay, so Robert Drum says, I received a voicemail from Jason Nance, who advised he knows Mustafa Al-Jazari from a local 7-Eleven. The same local 7-Eleven that Davis went to Toby and was pressing Toby.
He was intimidating him.
And who told him about
his job place?
His intimidating on body cam. And who told him about that 7-Eleven? Oh, Glenn Ford, the fake witness.
By the way, what does it look like? I just want to say, what does it look like when the police show up at your job and they're cornering you while you're on the clock? What are they doing here?
They're intimidating.
They're intimidating. If I have a company, okay, and I hired somebody, and while they're working, I see police cornering that person at their place of work while they're on the clock, questioning them, I would say, whatever you got going on, you're fired. Take it out of my store. And that's what Davis was doing. He was going around harassing and intimidating people.
That's on body cam.
To press them to say something negative about Mustafa. And when they don't, then they're going to falsify their statement. I mean, didn't Stephanie Buck argue to the judge that Toby was saying negative things about Mustafa and abuse? And it's not until Blake actually mentioned that Toby never said anything negative about Mustafa. He said he never saw any of the abuse that you're alleging. He said he never saw it. It's on body cam.
It's on body cam.
That she says, oh, we're just going to rescind that part. We're going to take that part back.
Okay.
Anyways, back to...
All right. So Robert Drum says, I received a voicemail from Jason Nance, who advised he knows Mustafa Al-Jazari from a local 7-Eleven. I mean, listen to what he just said. Jason Nance, now he's calling him James. James stated he was the victim of a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and it's difficult to understand some of what he is saying. Jason called left a message stating he wanted to give his history with Mustafa, driving unsafe with him inside the vehicle. Jason stated Mustafa attempted to get Jason to have Mustafa, his girlfriend, and her kids move in with him because he was unemployed and needed help. Jason was extremely hard to understand. How convenient for Robert Drum. He stated Mustafa tried to time something unsafe while driving, but didn't go through with it. Jason stated he was furious about this event. He got outside of the vehicle and didn't want to speak to Mustafa again. Jason stated Mustafa was greedy and didn't value life. He feared Mustafa even messed with the seatbelt of the vehicle. During the last crash, he was in to hurt his passenger. I asked James if he was better with explaining himself on paper than speaking over the phone. Jason said he would try to write down his thoughts and send me an email. Where is the email? That's not Mustafa's file. So the voicemail is missing, the body cam is missing, and now the email. I sent Jason my name and email address, advised him to take his time and to let me know if he needed anything else to give me a call. Let's listen from Jason himself.
Let's listen to Jason Nance himself.
I mean, ultimately, this is what got Mustafa's bond denied.
Otherwise, he would be free today. How's it going, man?
Yeah,
how you been?
No, I guess I'm making do. Got a couple things going on now. I got a misdemeanor and a classic felony. So I did a little time. I had to do a little time in jail, and then thankfully my mom kind of keep track of me after a few days, and she can bail me out. And then right as I'm getting bailed out, I suffered my second seizure. Because you're going and taking me in, I couldn't even mention the drug that I'm on because I just started, and so then I'm without the drug for 4 days, and then I have to suffer a seizure on my way out. You know what I mean? And so I got 2 charges from that. But
how have you been?
That I can't hardly answer. But
and the moment the line went dead.
Yeah, but concerning the window, that's and actually, but yeah, it's a little different. But then that little spot, it didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying, that not permanently. So it was like we hid for a little while, and then it came back. So then I guess I had to open the whole window. But that's
what do you think about Moses? What's going on with him?
Yeah, that's just what I said. You know, and really, it's not my place to speak. You know, but what do you think?
It's fake. It's fake stuff. Fake allegations. I don't know if you heard, my older brother was able to get all the body cams. He was able to get all the unredacted reports. And I think they used your name in there.
Who?
Prosecutor stood in court and said Mustafa was denied bond because the prosecutor said that they're alleging that you told a investigator of Prince William County that Mustafa had crashed a car with you in it and he had given you traumatic brain injury.
That's false.
That's false.
That's false.
Wow.
Jason Nance tells you that's false.
Wow.
That's false for you. I don't know, false for you from your mouth, one way or another. Right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, that account's not true.
Yeah,
some kind of way.
That account is not true.
That account is not true. Now, you can prove Jason Nance is lying by producing the voicemail. Where's the voicemail that Robert Drum claimed that Jason Nance left? Claiming that he gave Mustafa gave him a traumatic brain injury and crashed the vehicle. That's what Robert Drum is claiming.
So here's
on
the deal.
voicemail, Jason Nance left him a voicemail saying that he gave him a traumatic brain injury and crashed the vehicle. He goes on and says that Jason Nance emailed him that Mustafa gave him a brain injury and crashed the vehicle. Where's the body cam? As a police officer, when you're talking to you, which is a witness.
And then alleged double homicide.
Now, unless you're telling me that none of those things exist, where are they? I mean, in your police report, we read there's a voicemail and an email. And there should be a body cam.
Exactly.
Nothing is in all those things are not in Mustafa's file.
I'm gonna think about it. Look, think about it. They went to Toby's workplace. Okay. They went to Glenn Ford's house. They went to Tanisha Coleman's house. Okay. They called in minors to come in. Okay. You want to tell me there's no body cam that ever exists of Jason Nance talking to the police?
Forget the body cam. There is over 40 charges on this guy. biting police officers, jumping,
spitting at police officers,
spitting on police officers,
drug-related, whatever.
I mean,
There's a whole list.
You can't take him as a witness because
he's not credible.
He's not credible. I mean, and
he's
that's
not credible based on his criminal background.
You think this prosecution office and this investigator doesn't know what they're doing?
Oh, they know exactly what they're doing. I mean, look, the fact that she sealed off the case, which means, think about it, which means when Mustafa was denied bond in August of 2023, based on that guy's false statement by Robert Drum, you have no way of verifying. Okay? And what did Casey Stevens at the time say? Well, if you can go and find out who this person is that got a TBI, traumatic brain injury by Mustafa, and we're like, Mustafa didn't give anybody traumatic brain injury. What are you talking about? He's like, I mean, I don't know. You're going to have to find out who it is. And we're thinking, okay, what does that mean? Did we have to like go through every one of Mustafa's phone calls and be like, hey, did you talk to the police and say something about a TBI? Did you call the police and say something about a TBI? Or did you call? That doesn't make sense. You have to be presented with the information. And the prosecutor sealed it for a reason. And again, it wasn't because of the dash cam that she alleges that Dorothy and Empress, it was their last moment before they died, so she wants to seal it. That's the reason why she sealed it. Because Robert Drum is putting in false information. He's falsifying witness testimony in order to create a narrative to hold Mustafa, in order to manufacture probable cause to at least take this man to trial on murder. Okay? Because if you really think about all this evidence, they shouldn't even be allowed to take him to trial. I mean, just because police lied, now you have to defend yourself in trial against all these false allegations? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And especially when the same investigator keeps coming back up with falsifying information.
I mean, this is the same investigator that falsified the warrant, falsified Mustafa's statement, falsified the computer inside Mustafa's, the EDR.
At some point, you have to say enough is enough, okay? Like Robert Drum, you falsified enough in this case, okay? What is it going to take for Prince William County Chief Newsham to say, Drum, what the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? Davis, what are you doing? Mason, what the hell are you doing? Okay? Surdam, what the hell are you guys doing? Casey Fines. Okay? I mean, at some point, somebody has to say it. Like the elephant in the room. You have to address it. Drum, how many times are you going to get caught with your hand in a cookie jar? How many times before somebody says, hey, you shouldn't be in there? Okay? Something's going on here, by the way. I mean, for all these officers to be allowed to just falsify and lie, it's like they've got the green light. They've got the green light, and they were told from the beginning, prosecutor is going to protect you. And, you know, when you unsealed that file, it was like all
By the way,
all hell
you know
broke
how
loose.
easy it is? You know how easy it is to just come out and say, what you're saying is not true. I'm the prosecutor. By law, when there is this much evidence of falsification, I'm going to release my communication. Brady versus Maryland entitles the defense to have the prosecutor communication. The prosecutor can come out and tell you, here's my communication with the officer. What you're saying is simply not true.
It's so easy to do it.
But she instead,
won't do it.
in court, she tells the judge it's dangerous to release her communication. I wonder why.
Well, we know why now.
Because you're sitting down with the officers and you're tailoring this case based on your theory.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Actually, they denied him bond on August of 2023. The judge specifically denied him bond because the prosecutor stood up and said, she said, I'm not going to name the person. So at the time, we didn't have the report. She said, I'm not going to name the person, but Mustafa crashed his car previously and gave a man traumatic brain injury. Later, after getting the unredacted report, it says Jason Nance of Stafford told.
That's mixed up, but you mean...
It's a lie, no, it's
I
a
mean,
lie.
I have no objections to the truth, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not afraid to stand for the truth either, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, there's repercussions, you know what I'm saying, bad family or whatever, I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? Because I'll stand for what's right according to what I know, you know what I mean? You have no idea how I've been raised and stuff, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know what I'm saying? Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, we bloods and then Boy Scouts, you know what I'm saying? Very athletic and so very tight with people and stuff. You know what I mean? That was just organized religion, Catholic. What you mean? What was where I was raised? My mom each week, very often, each week, and then Sunday school, and then
you know what's crazy?
I mean, he's literally offended.
This investigator,
He's offended.
has been lying, has been putting in stuff that people never told him. Like, for example, you're saying you never said that to the investigator.
Not that.
Not that.
Right.
That Moses gave you traumatic brain injury. That never
I don't
happened.
know. Because he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, because he did not do that.
Okay. Where are the
think
body
we get the
cams?
point.
Where are the body cams? Where's the
Where's the
voicemail?
email?
And where's the email?
Okay.
And
Fair enough.
all right. So that's Mustafa. Obviously, the prosecutor and this investigator lied. Let's go back to.
Where are we going back?
All right, page 6. Before we tackle no change in circumstances, I think we should tackle item 2 on page 6.
What's item 2? Where do you go?
All right. Even assuming a change in circumstance, bail should be denied based on danger to the community and risk of flight. So she's telling you, even if you have evidence that show Mustafa never threatened the correctional officer, even
if you have change in circumstances.
Even if you have change of circumstances, why the bond was originally denied, she's going to turn around and litigate the case. Based on the case, Mustafa is a danger to the community.
So basically
you're not trying a case here.
At all costs, he should not be released. No matter what. It doesn't matter what the evidence shows. It doesn't matter what change in circumstance. This man, he's not entitled to life. He's not entitled to be free.
By the way, this prosecutor is so incompetent that she just shot herself in the leg. She just opened the door that the evidence now has to come in. Mustafa's lawyer, all she has to do is file an appeal and put the evidence on the record because the prosecutor literally opened the door.
Yeah.
Now, what is the prosecutor saying here? The prosecutor says, even if the court were to find that change in circumstances exist, the defense will remain ineligible for bail under Virginia law. Section A, governing law. Pre-trial bail in Virginia is governed by 19.2-120 of the Code of Virginia, which provides in relevance part that a person who is held in custody pending trial or hearing for an offense, civil or criminal contempt, or otherwise shall be admitted to bail by judicial officer unless there is probable cause to believe that. Number 1, he will not appear for trial or hearing at such other time and place as may be directed. 2, his liberty will constitute an unreasonable danger to himself, family, or household member as defined in 16.1-228 or the public. Section 19.2-120b further sets forth a non-exhaustive list of factors to be considered, including the nature of the circumstances and circumstances of the offense, the weight of the evidence, and characteristics of the accused, including family ties, prior criminal history, and whether the accused is likely to be obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice. Under these statutory factors, bail must be denied where either danger to the community or risk of non-appropriate established. Every single factor that she referenced is just...
It's bullshit.
Is BS. Now, the prosecutor says the nature of the circumstances. Further, the fourth non-exhaustive list of factors considered include the nature and circumstances of the offense. This is a car accident, and evidence showed Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a car accident.
Exactly. The only reason why he's in jail is because the police manufactured false probable cause to hold him in jail. I mean, if you look at just the data recorder alone, his car, number 1, was T-boned. He was on the brake. The other vehicle
was not braking. They were going over the speed limit. They were not paying attention. He has a dash cam with the audio capability turned on. And the reason why we don't have audio is because Chad Mason took the dash cam and tampered with it.
The prosecutor literally can put that on the evidence. Put in Mustafa's EDR.
You mean the lawyer?
The lawyer, Mustafa's lawyer, can put the EDR that shows Mustafa's foot is on the brake
Everything
the whole
suggests it's a car
entire time.
accident.
Exactly.
Everything. The fact that he told Dorothy, even though there's no sound, you can see he was in the car. Dorothy got in the car after putting Empress in. And then he gestures and points at Empress. And Dorothy looks at him. And he points at Empress's seatbelt. He made Dorothy get out. He made Dorothy get out and put Empress's seatbelt on. Okay? You want to tell me that guy is a danger to the community?
I mean, the problem here, the prosecutor says the nature of the circumstance of the offense, the weight of the evidence. The weight of the evidence showed that this is a car accident. I mean, I'll tell you something that's really interesting. When this prosecutor in court is using this officer that literally stands there and lie about the EDR, this is what investigator Robert Drum said. Mustafa's foot is not on the brake. Never hit the brake.
The thing that I would say helped was there was no pre-crash information from this car. No braking, no skid marks, no drag mark, nothing. So everything was contained from AOI with the Suburban.
Right.
No braking.
Wait. If you listen to that, he's saying that there's no data to indicate Mustafa was braking all the way to the point of impact, the POI, point of impact. That there was nothing prior.
No prior, right?
Nothing prior.
What if I show you Mustafa's skid marks?
Okay, let's see it.
Exhibit 8. Let's see. I mean, essentially, this is why Mustafa's case is sealed. If you go over to Exhibit 8, there we go. This is the officer, the lady officer with a lot of tattoos, the one that went to where the helicopter medevaced Mustafa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me turn this a little bit.
Okay. Skid mark from Mustafa's vehicle. Let's watch this section. What do we have here? Is that a skid mark? Let's keep watching. That's where Mustafa's vehicle came from. Okay, we're going to continue watching.
By the way, I just
wait. Watch this. Watch this. That's where Mustafa's vehicle came from, right?
Yeah.
What is that right there? What is that right here? When the police inspected Mustafa's vehicle, they found that the front passenger and the back passenger brake did not work.
Did not engage. Yeah,
did not engage.
And they say they can't determine the cause of this failure. This is quoting their words from the report. We cannot determine the cause. Here, I'll read it for you word for word because I have it here.
So what you're supposed to find, based on what the police mechanic is finding in Mustafa's vehicle, is one specific skid mark.
The right rear brake did not engage, but the cause of this failure could not be determined.
Can you send that to me?
I mean, their own words. Their own words. They're saying this is brake failure. Okay.
So when you have...
What does Mustafa tell Chad Mason in the hospital? He says, by the way, before they inspected the car, before they looked at the EDR, before anything was looked at, when Chad Mason asked Mustafa at the hospital, Mustafa told him, I was hitting the brake and the car wouldn't stop. I don't know what was wrong with it. Okay? And Chad Mason immediately puts in his report, Mustafa's coming up with an alibi. An alibi to what? He hasn't been accused of anything. An alibi to what? But Chad Mason was already thinking of, that gives you a insight into the state of mind of the police and what they were attempting to frame him for. Okay, the fact that Chad Mason is already saying that Mustafa's trying to come up with an alibi shows you Chad Mason's intent in that hospital room. He's not gathering information. He's already trying to assume blame on Mustafa. And this is way before the EDR, before the dash cam, before any of the evidence, before the witnesses, the so-called witnesses were interviewed. Chad Mason's already writing in his report, number one, that Mustafa was trying to come up with an excuse as to why the car went the way it did.
This is the body cam that you're talking about in the hospital.
Yeah.
Where Mason is
he says
Mustafa,
there's no tears. There was no tears when I told him.
Well, clearly we see Mustafa is crying. Mustafa is broken. And this investigator falsified Mustafa's reaction to the news when he was told.
Falsified Mustafa's reaction. They falsified the witness
They're comfortable
statement.
because the prosecutor sealed off those body cam. And no one was going to see what's going on in the Mustafa case.
If I had to guess,
let's play this
I would
body
say
cam.
Prosecutor Sammy told them from the very beginning, before any of this, she already told them, whatever you do, I'm sealing off this case.
In the hospital, this body cam show Chad Mason is asking Mustafa, and Mustafa's telling him, I don't know what happened. There's something wrong with my car. They go and inspect Mustafa's car and find brake failure. Let's watch this body cam.
Okay.
We're kind of confused how the crash happened because according to witnesses, you were going straight and all of a sudden you just made like a hard left turn. You turned from another car.
I don't know what happened exactly.
Okay.
My car was really messed up at the shop.
By the way, what time is this?
How long ago was that?
They just got my tire.
It's 2141.
Okay, 2141. So I just want to say for clarification of events that took place at that time, the police were telling Mustafa that one, Dorothy was okay. Number two, that Empress was okay, and that he was going to see them in a little bit. That's what they were telling him.
So they've lied to Mustafa.
They've lied to him. Okay, so when you see Mustafa talking, he's talking about his car, what happened. He's already asked the police multiple times, where is my girlfriend? And they tell him, she's okay, man. We're taking care of her. You're good. You're in good hands.
Clearly,
you're going to see her in a little bit.
Clearly, Mustafa is dealing with a concussion. They induced him with fentanyl. And now they're telling him, they're putting him in the state of mind that his family is okay.
That everyone's okay. Even though Dorothy was dead 3 hours ago. And they're telling him she's okay. Okay, now when you look at this, Chad Mason wants to tell you that when I asked Mustafa about why your vehicle switched lanes, why your vehicle ended up in oncoming traffic, he's trying to come up with an excuse. That's what he wants to tell the court. That Mustafa was already trying to come up with an excuse. Well, hold the fuck up, because you told him, you're not telling the full story to the courts. You're not telling the courts that when you had that conversation with Mustafa, you told him that Dorothy was okay, that you were going to see Dorothy in a little bit. You told him that Empress was fine, that they're both being taken care of. You're going to see them as soon as you're done getting treated. Let's worry about you for now. And then they began questioning him. They question him and question him. And then all of a sudden at the end, when they're done essentially mentally milking him, they tell him, hey, your girlfriend, she's dead. She's been dead for the past 3 hours. She died about 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, that's 24 minutes after the accident. Yeah, he was in the hospital for 3 hours and you're telling him she's okay. It's bullshit.
And the whole time, Mustafa is telling Chad Mason, where's my family?
Where's my girlfriend?
Where's my girlfriend? Where's 5-year-old Empress? And they tell him they're okay.
They're okay.
They're going to see them in a little bit. The whole time, Mustafa, and multiple times,
it's just
Mustafa
sad.
doesn't even know where he's at. He's like,
It's
where
just
am I
sad.
at? Where's my family? Where am I at? Mustafa is clearly dealing with a concussion. On top of it, they've induced him
And
with
they know
50
he was
mcg.
injected. They know.
The paramedic gave him 50 mcg of fentanyl.
The medics told the officer on the scene, they told him, he's been put under the moment they get on the
This
helicopter.
is Mustafa when they finally told him that his
They
family
drugged him.
was passed.
At about 7 o'clock.
Turning on and off, not to know. He's not knowing if he should unmute or mute. Is this good or bad for the narrative? Which one is it?
We go back to the weight of the evidence and what Prosecutor Sarasami is telling the courts. The weight of the evidence showed that this is a car accident. You have an investigator that lied. He says there are no skid marks, no brake marks. We just saw Mustafa's brake marks. We just saw Mustafa's brake marks. We see a body cam where the police inspect Mustafa's vehicle and find brake failure. We see his skid mark. The investigator clearly lied about Mustafa's skid mark. And the police inspect Mustafa's vehicle. And what did they say in this report? They say the right rear brake did not engage, but the cause of this failure could not be determined. You, the police department, is telling us you can determine the brake failure. I mean, you have to go after Mustafa and convict him beyond a reasonable doubt. You're telling us there's doubt, but yeah, you're so sure in prosecuting Mustafa.
You know,
what do you do, Prosecutor Sarasami? What do? You block the independent expert from inspecting this vehicle. Going on 4 years now. A second judge order has been issued, and so far, the vehicle has not been inspected. Where's the original scan when investigator Robert Drum scanned the vehicle?
On the scene.
On the scene.
Where's
Why
that?
is this vehicle crushed and staged by the police department?
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll give you something right now.
I mean, how did the vehicle end up to where it went from this after the accident to
it's unbelievable.
I mean, you want to talk about police department not crushing and staging the vehicle?
Tampering with evidence. Flat
And
out.
now we have a prosecutor that wants to sequester the jury, take the jury to the vehicle that the police department staged. And they want to tell them, let's look at the extent damage to the vehicle, the damage to the vehicle that you crushed and staged. All right, what are we looking at here?
Look at what the judge told the prosecutor. And I would say this is in reference to what you just said about the original scan from the scene of the accident that Drum took. Where is it? Okay, what did the judge tell Sarasami? What did he tell her on October 3rd of 2025? He says, so I'm going to grant, by the way, this is a Brady motion that was filed by Brad Haywood, okay? And the judge tells Sarasami, so I'm going to grant that you must provide any expert or scientific reports that are inconsistent with the prosecution's case or tending to support the defense's case. So any scientific report, that includes the scan that Drum took on the scene, because the original scan is going to show that this is a car accident. Mustafa's car was attempting to avoid all the vehicles when his car was T-boned from the side rear. I mean, that indicates what? It indicates a car accident. It shows that he was trying to avoid the car and that she turned into him. When you scan Mustafa's car and you scan the Suburban, I mean, this is highly sophisticated technology, okay? This computer is going to tell you, you're going to plug in all the EDR, you take photos from the scene, you add the photos from the drone, you add everything, and this program is going to show you exactly how the car was hit, where his car was coming from. I mean, everything down to every single little detail. It's going to show you that Mustafa was trying to avoid an accident.
I mean,
and the other vehicle T-boned him.
When you watch this body cam,
and the judge
Robert
says
Drum,
you have to release that.
Robert Drum tells you exactly where the SUV
made contact with
Mustafa's vehicle. I mean, they want to tell you that the SUV, that Mustafa maneuvered the vehicle and had the vehicle crash into his girlfriend and 5-year-old Empress. No, the vehicle, Robert Drum tells you that Mustafa cleared all the vehicle, made it into the 4th lane, and the SUV turned into Mustafa. And then here on this body cam, the imprint is in the back quarter panel of Mustafa's vehicle. Where did the SUV...
The imprint from the SUV's tire.
There we go. In the back quarter panel of Mustafa's vehicle.
I mean, this is crazy. The amount of misconduct.
Let's hear from.
Crazy.
I mean, it's beyond crazy.
Let's hear from the primary investigator.
Let's
and
hear
what
from
he thinks happened when nobody's listening.
What you think, police?
Trying to find where they spun.
Seems like, yeah. That's a smart play. It's going. It's a dead end. Hurts it though.
Because the damage is on the right, which caused them to flip that way. So.
And then it finally broke off with Soup.
So that's her.
They're coming in sideways.
Yep.
Gets popped, rotates.
And she just rolls backwards.
So here's the question: which way did they? Because she comes straight, she hits.
She would have turned into it.
Is that it? That's open.
She would have turned into it. The female SUV driver would have had to turn into the 4th lane, into Mustafa's vehicle. Let's hear from the witness that says...
No, hold on a second.
Yeah.
He says she would have turned into it. Now, does Robert Drum's report accurately depicts his actual thought of what happened on the scene? Does his written report, his police reports, his accident reconstruction and investigation, is it reflected what he just said?
No.
Is that reflected in any of the reports?
No, this body cam is sealed.
No.
Body cam is sealed. And the prosecutor is terrified that this body cam is released, where her investigator is saying that Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident. He made it to the 4th lane.
So now, in reality, he says she would have turned into it. That's the only way in Drum's mind, based on his 20 years of experience. That's the only way this accident could make sense. She would have turned into it. That's the only way. That's the only way. This SUV can make contact with that sedan and have the sedan spin twice before it goes to the wall and have the SUV's tire ripped completely off on the front passenger side. That's the only way it can make sense, according to his 20 years of experience. Because it's Mustafa, they can't afford to just let Mustafa live. They can't afford to go with the truth in this case. Because what do you know? A man who's suing the police is down. He's got a concussion. What a great time to take advantage of him. What a great time.
What's disturbing is what you find that's coming out of this case is the bystander, the witness, is saying the same thing that the investigator is saying, that Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident, and it's nowhere reflective in what this prosecutor is talking about. Let's watch this body cam where the witness says that Mustafa cleared and avoided every vehicle, made it to the 4th lane, avoiding a vehicle accident, and the SUV turned into Mustafa.
Can I get a phone number for you, sir?
Yeah, it's 571-389-4540.
I'll let you work on that. Can I talk to you for a quick second over here? Can you just tell me what you saw?
Yeah, so the Chrysler over there was coming this way.
Which way? Sorry.
Coming this direction. We were going this direction. We had the green light. This car was in front of me. and I saw the Chrysler just randomly, he wasn't even in the turn lane, he just darted over directly in front of this car. Okay. And so she slammed him. I guess he made it far enough over that it hit the right side. So she slammed him. I guess he made it far enough over that it hit the right side.
Isn't that crazy?
Interesting.
But nowhere in any of the report from the prosecutor is talking about this witness and what this witness. Instead, they seal off this body cam, pretending that it never happened. What did he say? Mustafa cleared all the vehicle, made it to the fourth lane,
she slammed him.
And he made it far enough over that she slammed him. The
Again,
weight of the evidence.
You go back to the weight of the evidence.
The weight of the evidence showed that this is a car accident. But this prosecutor is so incompetent that she opened the door. Now, Mustafa's lawyer, when she files the appeal, she's going to have to put exhibit after another exhibit, showing the weight of the evidence showed that this is a car accident.
And she's allowed to put it. She's allowed to open that door because the prosecutor already opened that door.
Now, what I want to do, we're going on 5 hours podcast. We're going into our 6 hour. Before we end the podcast, I really quickly, I want to address the motion to sequester. On the next podcast, we're going to go into detail into what this prosecutor is writing in her motion, and she's attempting to sequester the jury and to have the judge sequester the jury for her. She's turning around and personally attacking me on this podcast. And she's telling the judge that I am so dangerous that the witnesses are terrified, that I'm the problem, that I am going after the witnesses. From all the way over here. So by litigating the Mustafa Al-Jazari case, you're telling me that what am I doing exactly? By telling this community that you, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy, are using fake witnesses. That you, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy, are using officers that falsified this case. Now, all of a sudden, I'm a threat? Well, hold on now. Why isn't Julie Carey with NBC4 a threat? She's all over the news.
She's also releasing dash cam footage.
She's releasing dash cam footage.
She released the chief of police letter. Okay.
Why is Julie Carey is not in your motions? Why aren't you attacking Julie Carey? Oh, that's right. Julie Carey is repeating your lies. Julie Carey is repeating your lies. So you're okay with Julie Carey. So, I mean, you want to hide behind that this case is sealed, but yet Julie Carey can talk about this case as much as she wants. And the minute I talk about it, all of a sudden I'm a threat. Hold on now. You talk about Glenn Ford, the child molester, the pedophile that is on evidence on a recorded line admitting to sleeping with a minor.
And drugging a minor.
That's on a recorded line. Now, you want to talk about Kylie. Kylie, on a recorded line, Glenn Ford tells us that she came up to him and asked him to kill Mustafa. Now, you want to say that I'm threatening the witness? Well, let's talk about your witness. What is your witness on a recorded line came out and said? Did your witness, Glenn Ford, say that he has 2 other guys and they're coming up on my van and they're going to physically harm me on a recorded line? Let's listen to Glenn Ford, your witness, the one that you're writing in your motion.
And he's talking to Amy Hodson.
He's talking to
2 witnesses. two of the witnesses that were talking to Drum are... I mean, this is how incompetent they are. They're openly talking about killing you on social media. On a live stream, they're openly talking about, Glenn Ford is openly talking about running up on your van with 2 individuals with him, and Amy Hodson, who is seen on body cam with Drum, with that phone call, and she's telling him, it's good you didn't kill him. You did the right thing because you're the better person. Good job you didn't go into that van. You didn't go in. And he says, well, I had 2 more people with me and we were going to go in. What, does he think he's untouchable? I mean, that's your witness, prosecutor. That's your witnesses. Amy Hodson and Glenn Ford are on a TikTok live openly discussing running up on Amar and committing murder. And Amy Hodson tells him, good job, Glenn Ford. Good job. Good job you didn't commit the murder. It's just attempted murder. You were going to kill the brother, but you didn't. So good job. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, that's beyond disturbing. Wait until you hear the audio. I mean, it's one thing to say.
And the prosecutor wants to say you're the one that is causing trouble. You're causing trouble from all the way over here. Yet you have Glenn Ford on a TikTok live stream talking to Amy Hodson, talking about running up on your van, and he had a weapon with him. And he was going to go in and just take you out. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Let's listen to the audio where Glenn Ford is openly talking about committing murder, that he's going to come up. I mean, let's listen to the audio.
Let's listen to the audio. And he's so comfortable talking about it. That's the crazy part.
And then after seeing that video of that night, that kind of, I didn't say I blacked out, but
after watching my podcast, he blocked out.
He blocked out.
And just thought about committing murder. That he's gonna come. He has two other guys with him, and he's just gonna come up and.
He was already at your van, according to him.
I was mad. I was very upset.
We were able to calm you down.
Oh, thank God. Thank God Amy Hodson is there.
I think you calmed yourself down because for a good while, nobody knew where you were, citizen. And you scared the hell out of us. But I understand.
Oh, thank God you didn't murder him. Thank God. You scared the hell out of us.
He was running scared. And he didn't even realize that you had him in your grip and you chose to walk away. I'm sorry, should I have not said that?
Everything in my being was like, don't go up to that van. Do not go up to that van. Do not go up to that.
Do not go up to that van.
The problem here, you're talking about the same person on a recorded line that says Kylie came up to him and asked him, can we kill Mustafa? And can we make it look like an accident? A month before his vehicle accident, where the police are saying there's brake failure. Where's the police department from investigating Glenn Ford?
A pedophile. An attempted murderer. According to this recording.
On a recorded line, he slept with a 16-year-old.
He's talking about grip.
Oh, thank God. I mean, Amy Hodson is telling him, thank God you didn't kill him.
Thank God you walked away.
Thank God you walked away.
You made that choice on your own.
You made that choice on your own. Let's listen to that one more time.
You had him in your grip and you chose to walk away. I'm sorry, should I have not said that?
Everything in my being was like, don't go up to that van. Do not go up to that van. Do not go up to that. Don't
you
go.
did the right thing, and you made that choice on your own, because I was calling you. You wasn't answering the phone, but you made a good choice. And you know what? I know what he did made you upset and angry. And you know what? He's never going to be the type of person that you are. They're very low. They're very low people. That's the only way I can explain it. And I'm glad that you made a conscious choice. I know you was upset. And you decided not to, do anything wrong.
Kill him, basically.
No response is the best response.
Yes.
Not killing him is the best response. I'm glad that you were able to restrain yourself this time. Not like what you did to Mustafa's vehicle. I'm glad that you restrained yourself from killing and messing around with
the other brother.
The other brother.
I had a response, all right.
Exactly, Bernie.
That's what's driving him nuts, is that he's getting no response from anybody.
It's driving you nuts that you haven't been murdered yet.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Be quiet.
That's literally what she's saying.
Like, Christine, there was 3 of us. You know that, right?
I wouldn't say any more than that because he'll try to use that against you in some way, and he really can't because you made a choice not to do anything. So
You made a choice not to kill him, so he can't use it against you.
Online because they screen record when you're on.
yeah, I mean, you didn't do anything wrong, thank God. You just chose to walk away, and that was it.
You chose to walk away and
I
not murder him.
understand why you were upset. That,
So,
you know?
so
I
it's
mean,
not murder. It's attempted murder.
Okay.
when somebody does stuff like that to a child that you knew that you had a personal relationship with, you were around that kid, I would be upset too. I was never around the kid.
Like I said, like, he thinks that he can't be touched. And people like that need to learn a lesson like, yo, anybody can be touched. Anybody, you're not God. Nobody's God. You know, you think that you have the sports on you, that you can go ahead and start doing things and think that there's no repercussion. Like, bro, you're dealing with a different type of person.
You're dealing with a criminal, basically.
That he've done it once to the first brother. He can do
saying,
it again.
You think you cannot be touched, and you can be touched.
Interesting.
You're not God. And I guess he's the one that's going to, or he almost attempted to take your life. He had 2 other guys with him. That's before Amy Hodson told him, wait, don't say more. He's gonna use it against you. He's probably screen recording you. And yes, you were screen recording.
Yeah, this needs to be a phone conversation.
Yeah, she says let's have that on a separate phone conversation. Let's not have it on
Let's
live.
plan his murder offline.
Bottom line is you made the right choice. You
Didn't kill
chose
him.
to walk away. And that's great.
Walk away. That's great. Thank you, Amy Hodson.
That's where we're going to end that.
It's not murder. It's attempted murder.
Thank you, Amy Hodson. I mean, isn't this crazy? You have Amy Hodson, Glenn Ford. You have all these people that, according to the prosecutor, don't know each other. Yet all of a sudden they're here on a TikTok live stream, and they're all sharing their falsified portion of the report and how they lied to the police about Mustafa. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, this is beyond crazy. I want to pull up the motion to sequester, because when you read what the prosecutor, let's see, there we go. This is it. I think this is it. I think this is it. Is it?
I don't know. How many pages is it?
This one is 4 pages. Is it 4 pages? No, I don't think this is it. I mean, this motion to sequester is beyond comical. When you see what's coming out of the prosecutor witnesses.
Second motion. Commonwealth second supplement in support of renewed motion.
Is it? Is that it? You sure?
Are you talking about the?
Is this it?
The social media campaign?
No. I want when she's talking about Glenn Ford, when she's talking about Kylie, in support of renewed motion to sequester jury. Second supplement.
No, that's not it.
Oh, I have it. It's posted on TikTok. I think it's posted on TikTok. That's right. We've posted it on TikTok. There we go. All right, let's see. All right. We're not going to read the whole thing. I mean, this has to be a podcast on its own, because this is just, I mean, it's too good to be true, to be honest with you. I mean, reading what this prosecutor is writing in her motion, I mean, it sure sounds like she's in denial. Is she not tracking what her witnesses are saying online?
No. Because because I'm reading what Stephanie Buck told the judge in October of 2024, and she would say something, and then the lawyer would say something, and she's like, "Oh wait, we're going to retract that." She says something else, the lawyer says something else, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm going to retract that one too." The Commonwealth is retracting that too. That's how they're working. In real time, they're just like Blake said, they're bringing everything, including the kitchen sink, and they're trying to throw it at the wall and see what sticks. The shotgun approach.
I mean, should I just go and read this whole thing? I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, it is 14 pages.
Hell no.
Okay, let's see. I mean, this is really interesting. All right, so let's read 15. I mean, let's.
Yeah, is there something you want to highlight?
All right, page 7 out of 14, number 15. In fact, one of Dorothy Fontaine's children and a minor, Kylie, reported to the Commonwealth and law enforcement that the defendant family has been harassing her. Exhibit 1. Specifically, the family has repeatedly tagged Kylie in TikTok posts. The family has made accusing Kylie of sleeping with her mom's ex. I'm not accusing her. He's on a recorded line admitting to him sleeping with her boyfriend, Glenn Ford, when she was 14 years old, and she begged Mr. Ford to kill the defendant. So I have 2 audios where Glenn Ford admit to sleeping with Kylie, and that Kylie came up to him and asked him to kill him. This is not me saying it. This is on a recorded line, Glenn Ford saying it. To kill the defendant, and ultimately that Kylie killed her mom and her sister. One post that has been taken down. The defendant family said they knew Kylie every move. The defendant family has approached her in public numerous times, including in summer 2024 at Wawa, several 7-Eleven, and Harris Pavilion in Manassas.
Interesting.
Pavilion. Oh, Pavilion.
What did she say about Pavilion?
The defendant family had approached her in public numerous times, including the defendant family, Kylie, know her every move. The one post that are taken down, the family said they knew every move, and the defendant family had approached her in public numerous times, including in summer of 2024 at the Wawa.
Wait a second. She's saying that we are watching her that we know her every. She's not even a witness to the case.
That's funny.
Why? I mean, look. Every person that spoke in this case as an alleged witness has already disqualified themselves. Okay? They've already disqualified themselves. And when she's talking about the Harris Pavilion, are you talking about the day that she approached you?
Yes.
And told you, hey, because we were at the jail parking lot. She approached you and said, hey, can you call your mom to the pavilion?
Wait until you see the video.
Okay, and you have communication. We're not going to release the communication. Well,
it's the video is over an hour long.
Okay.
And I think this prosecutor Sarah Sammy, is gonna wish that she invested in a year-long of supply of Depends, which is sponsoring this podcast. Depends, an adult diaper that prosecutor Sarah Sammy, you might want to invest in, knowing that I have an hour-long video of Kylie Clapp, and God help you, prosecutor Sarah Sammy, in trial.
It's better to just be honest.
It's better to be honest, because Kylie Clapp said a lot of things that you wish she never did. That honestly disqualified herself as a witness.
And by the way, it's not you that approached her. Let's be clear. You did not approach Kylie. Kylie came to you because you were already at the pavilion. She approached you.
It's on video.
It's on video. Okay.
So let's read what prosecutor Sarah Sammy is saying here. The defendant family had approached her in public numerous times, including in summer 2024 at a Wawa, several 7-Eleven, and the Harris Pavilion in Manassas. Exhibit 1. On each occasion, Kylie was fearful during her fearful. Kylie was fearful.
Interesting choice of words.
We're going to watch the video. Kylie was fearful during her interaction with the defendant family, knowing how the family is. The defendant family and conduct has frightened Kylie
scared to be alone, and generally anxious, Exhibit 1. The family behavior toward Kylie and others illustrate their goal to intimidate all the witnesses. We just heard Glenn Ford literally talk about murdering me. That's on a recorded line. The defendant family and conduct has frightened Kylie, scared to be alone, generally anxious. The family behavior toward Kylie and others illustrates their goal to intimidate all witnesses.
When she says the family, like, I think you have to clarify who the family, what is the family? Like, you talking about the Don Corleone family? Is this a crime family? Is this a mob family? Like, when you say family.
Oh, a family that has evidence that prosecutor Sarah Sammy is using officer that falsified the case.
No. I'm saying, if you close your eyes and I read that motion to you, you're going to assume, oh my God, the family. As in, like, look, giant men wearing leather jackets. They're carrying, they're walking around with big muscles and they're intimidating the witness. Listen to this. Because, according to Judge Weimer, he says, she refers to the family in the first motion to sequester, okay? And he says, every time, when you say family, he says, like, people assume that you're talking about a crime family. And he's looking at the courtroom. He sees a mother, okay? A mother. And
Wait until you see Kylie interact with the mother.
He sees until
you see Kylie interact with the family.
He sees a short, elderly lady with her glasses wearing a shirt that says, "Justice for my son." He sees you. He sees me. He sees probably my wife, my daughter, my sister, my other brother. He's looking at a family, like a real family. Not the family that Sarah Sammy wants to try to paint us as the family, like, the gangster family. This is not the family that she's referring to. Okay? I mean, she's really imagining, like, oh, the family is intimidating witnesses. And then you come out and look at what this family is. Oh, it's Mustafa's mother wearing a shirt that says "Justice for my son." That's the family that she's presenting as this intimidating force. The family. Or they're all wearing the same uniform. What uniform? Leather jackets? No. Some blue t-shirt that says "Justice for the man that you guys beat up."
I mean, the more you read this motion and you watch the evidence that's coming out of this case, I mean, we're going to watch a video of Kylie and we're reading the description of what Prosecutor Sarah Sammy is talking about Kylie, and it goes hand in hand. Is this prosecutor credible to litigate the Mustafa Al-Jazari case? I mean, if you're so out of touch,
the mother grabs my cheeks.
I mean, forget what she says about the mother. Look, I mean, let's focus on what she's talking about Kylie.
Okay, let's focus on Kylie.
We have a video where Kylie is interacting with the family at the pavilion.
Okay, so let's watch a small portion of Kylie. Okay, a small portion. We're not going to watch the whole thing.
I just want to read this paragraph.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, it gets more disturbing.
Go ahead.
The defendant family has approached her in public numerous times, including in summer 2024 at Wawa, several 7-Eleven, and the Harris Theater Pavilion in Manassas, Exhibit 1. On each occasion, Kylie was fearful during the interaction with the defendant's family, knowing how the family is, Exhibit 1. The defendant family and conduct has frightened Kylie, scared to be alone, and generally anxious. The family's behavior toward Kylie and others illustrate their goal to intimidate all the witnesses, Exhibit 1, and is almost working. It's almost working, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy tells you. Kylie has expressed to law enforcement her fear that based on her firsthand experience with the defendant's family, they will lash out against her and harm her physical well-being. Exhibit 1. The harassment of Kylie and her subsequent fears are such extent that her father is afraid there may be physical consequences. To Kylie testifying, Exhibit 1. Some physical consequences have already manifested, as Kylie described having an abortion against her beliefs out of fear that the defendant family would hurt or harass the baby. Exhibit 1. Kylie was afraid that with the amount of stress the defendant family was putting on her that she would miscarry the baby or the baby would experience violence right off the bat from the family. All right, so you're hearing what the prosecutor is talking and how she's describing what Kylie is going through. And she's telling you she's fearful from her interaction at the pavilion with the family.
So she had an abortion out of fear?
I am being blamed for this prostitute to be having an abortion. So you're telling me a fucking stripper, a minor stripping out of strip club, getting pregnant by Glenn Ford himself probably. Well, according to Glenn Ford on a recorded line, he says that he's fucking that 16-year-old.
Okay. So
that
she gets
Kylie
pregnant.
came up to him and asked him to murder Mustafa.
So she gets pregnant.
So
she gets an
pregnant.
abortion and she blames you for it.
How does that make any sense?
And you're all the way over here.
I mean,
you're not even talking about Kylie.
I mean, what? I mean, imagine if I didn't have the video when Kylie came out and wanted to meet the family.
Let's watch the video because this is bullshit. At some point you have to say, like, fearful, frightened, intimidate all the witnesses. First-hand experience? No way. She has first-hand experience with the crime family?
Well, let's watch her first-hand experience with
her
the family.
father has a fear. Maybe he should be in fear.
The same father that employs his daughter at the strip club?
Exactly. Maybe her father should be in fear of his daughter being at a strip club late at night. Maybe that should... Maybe her father should really be in fear of a guy like Glenn Ford drugging and fucking his daughter.
I mean, here
as a minor. That's what the fear of a father should be.
Here is the problem for the prosecutor. This motion is already submitted on the record. This motion has to go in front of Judge Weimer.
So what is her
this
evidence?
Prosecutor, hold on now.
What's her evidence?
Hold on. Exactly. What's her evidence? This prosecutor has to stand in front of Judge Weimer and litigate in front of Judge Weimer, and you have Mustafa's lawyer right in front of you. When you litigate Kylie and how fearful Kylie is from her interaction, Mustafa's defense attorney is going to play this video for you.
Exactly. Did Kylie tell the prosecutor that, according to Kylie, she had a wonderful time with Mustafa's mother? She had a wonderful time with Mustafa's mother at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hugging on on the mother.
By herself, or with her boyfriend. But by herself, essentially.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
And she's hugging and kissing. And I've been waiting to meet you, mother. Ever since I saw you on the news, I've been waiting to meet you. Oh, wait. I thought you just said she's fearful, she's frightened, she's intimidated based on first-hand experience. Her father has a fear. She had an abortion, and she's afraid with the amount of stress. Yet here she's saying she's been waiting to meet the mother according to this video, this is September of 2024. So she said ever since she saw her on the news, she's been dying to meet her. That's the only interaction we had with Kylie, by the way. So what exactly is this list based on? Let's just play the video. Like, fuck this, just play the video. Can you put it down a little bit?
Put it down?
Or you're gonna play it. Okay,
no, just leave it.
Okay.
This is Mustafa's mother being hugged by Kylie. This is 2 o'clock in the morning. This is Muhammad's wife, your wife. I'm recording. I'm the one there. I'm the one that was approached by Kylie, and she asked me to call the family. And by the way, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy, there's over an hour-long recording of Kylie talking to the family. And you're going to hear what Kylie said that day in court. Is that going to disqualify Kylie?
Or is that going to disqualify the prosecutor's motion? Did prosecutor, once again, did you verify and vet these allegations? Or are you just, you're taking everything at face value? Didn't Judge Weimer tell her there will be consequences? You have to vet this information. You can't just go based off what people tell you, prosecutor. You have access to NCIC. You have access to police reports. You have access to the Virginia State Police. You have to Vet these people and what they're telling you. You can't just, I was told this, the sky is red. Your Honor, I have a witness that tells me the sky is red. I mean, that's literally how stupid she sounds. Somebody tells her the sky is purple, and she comes in the next day. Your Honor, I have a witness against Mustafa that says the sky is purple. The judge is looking at her like, okay, yesterday
She
your
takes
witness says,
everything at face value.
Yeah.
I mean, a prosecutor is not supposed to do that.
Did you care to look outside to see if the sky was really red yesterday? Did you care to look outside to see if the sky is purple? Maybe there's something wrong with the witness's eyes. Okay. Oh, maybe they're wearing sunglasses with the color purple. Did you verify that? Oh no, I didn't check. I'm just taking whatever the witness says. It's bullshit.
I mean,
That's what it sounds like.
I can't wait for court where Mustafa's lawyer, when she's litigating this motion, she's gonna play this video.
That's literally what it sounds like. You just listed fearful, frightened, intimidated.
Go ahead.
Intimidated, first-hand experience. This one is like major first-hand experience. Her father has fears.
She had an abortion.
Okay. I mean, just play it. Just play it.
I wanted to see you long time. I wanted to meet you since I saw you on the news last year. A year ago, yes. I understand. Losing your son is very hard. I didn't see like Prince William County. I'm so sorry to check on your
This is 2:00 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. I wanted to see you since last year.
When I saw you on the news.
Let's go there.
He's even gonna help me with my tripod protest material. Listen.
I mean, I want to. Do you want me to grab one of these?
Yes. You want me to grab one of these? I'm like, sure. Here's my tripod.
Okay, I'm gonna.
This one?
I'll grab this one. You grab the rest of them.
All right. Franco, can you grab
We move into over an hour-long conversation with Kylie.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say, based on the small clip that we watched, I didn't see her being fearful. She was not frightened. Nobody intimidated her. Based on first-hand experience, I think her father has really nothing to fear. And I don't know what the whole abortion thing is about, but I'm definitely sure it has nothing to do with you. And the being afraid with the amount of stress, I would say that probably has something to do with maybe Amy Hodson, who on TikTok keeps bringing her onto a live platform that Amy Hodson is forcing this child
at 3:00 in the morning.
She's forcing her to come on the internet and just push this hate narrative, push this, like, that she hates Mustafa, that like just putting vile information into this person, okay, and just feeding them with so much hatred. And I would say the prosecutor is probably doing the same thing. They're telling this person, Kylie, we need you. We are relying on you. You are the deciding factor in this case. You have to learn everything about this case. Okay, we need you to testify. We need this. When you know for a fact, she says, I was never there. I blocked my mother. I was separated from my mother by CPS. I never lived at that apartment. I don't even know Mustafa. I saw him once. That was it. And you want to tell me that person that saw Mustafa one time is all of a sudden your primary star witness?
Look, the bottom line is they're
It just
terrified.
doesn't make any sense.
The bottom line is this is the prosecutor way out. She doesn't want to bring Kylie anymore because the forensic interview has now been leaked where Kylie, the prosecutor for 3 years, has been telling the court that Kylie is the main witness, that Kylie saw and was a witness that Mustafa premeditated the murder. And then when you open the forensic interview, you find that Kylie is literally telling you,
I was never there.
I was never there. But the prosecutor has been telling you.
Look, this is the prosecutor's, this is the exit strategy. Remember, we talked about an exit ramp. When the moment you identify that a witness is no longer credible or they can no longer testify because of hearsay, the prosecutor is going to say, look at what the family did. They intimidated this witness. Now they don't want to testify anymore.
I mean,
well, maybe, just maybe, your alleged witness is on a body cam saying they were never there, and we uncovered that. So now you have to come up with an excuse as to why Kylie is not going to testify, as to why Glenn Ford is not going to testify, or Tanisha Coleman. They were never witnesses to begin with, okay? And the prosecutor knew that. And the only reason now she's going with this exit strategy that, oh, they're intimidated, so they're running away. No, they're not really intimidated, but they are running away because we've unsealed their body cam that shows they're talking to police, telling them we didn't see shit. Okay?
And how did you know?
This is the body cam where Kylie literally says, I didn't see anything.
I mean, what are you going to say to that in court? All of a sudden, now you're a star witness.
And how did you know about all of that? Because my mom's neighbor was there for part of it, and my siblings told me about that part. Okay. And what's your mom's neighbor name? Do you know? That's Tanisha. Oh, that's Tanisha. Okay.
She was already kicked off.
And the interesting part in this whole entire case, you open the body cam of Tanisha Coleman, you open the body cam of Glenn Ford. They're all telling you
ping pong. One throws it at the other. Glenn Ford says Tanisha Coleman. Tanisha Cole says Glenn Ford. You ask Javen the minor, he says Tanisha Coleman. You go back to Tanisha Coleman, she says Glenn Ford. Glenn Ford throws it back at Tanisha Coleman. Did anybody see anything? And the answer is no. Hearsay within hearsay within hearsay. And a man sits in jail for 3 years because the prosecutor fails to do the most basic obligation as a prosecutor. Vet the information that's coming in. Vet it. If somebody's telling you something that's contradictory to what the real information is, like the sky is red or the sky is purple, maybe go outside and check.
I go back to what Mustafa's attorney, Elaine Jarvis, said on video. And on video, Mustafa's attorney, Elaine Jarvis, says, I'm being threatened by the police. Question is, why is she being threatened by the police? Let's watch a video where Elaine Jarvis is talking about she's being threatened by the police. And I'm going to take you into a video why she's being threatened. I mean, the prosecutor will tell you Elaine Jarvis left because of Mustafa. Well, Elaine Jarvis tells you otherwise. Mustafa's lawyer tell you that she's being threatened off the case by the police.
You know, and it's interesting that the prosecutor keeps repeating this narrative that the family is intimidating. The family is posting this. The family is posting that. I mean, the social media account doesn't say the family. Like when you make a video, she says, the family is making a video. If I make a video on TikTok, the family is making this video. Like, What does the family mean? Does that mean a husband and wife? Does it mean the child included? Does it mean the grandparents? Does it mean the uncles and the aunts? What? How far or how wide? What's incorporated into this family? And why are you putting this label family, trying to insinuate a crime family? That's what she's trying to insinuate. That this is a crime family because you've identified portions, you've identified lies and falsification, obviously, clearly, judicial misconduct in this case. Now you are labeled the family. And whatever I say, when I say family, it just sounds bad. Okay? That's what she's going with.
Look,
the family.
The bottom
by the way,
line is
she's projecting. She's projecting. When she says the family intimidates, let's look at who's being intimidated in this circle.
I mean,
and who's doing the intimidating?
Clearly, we just listened to an audio where the witness, Lynn Ford, is talking about murdering me.
Okay, let's look at who's being intimidated and who's doing the intimidating. Let's go into Jarvis. I mean, this is a lawyer with a bar license, an adult. She says she's like, what, 50-some years old, okay? Never been in trouble in her life. All of a sudden, she talks about Mustafa's case. Now she's got the police breathing down her neck.
The same
threatening
police.
To take her life.
The same police that say, we have an idea and he's going to pump money into the Mustafa Al.
Exactly.
An officer telling another officer he's going to take money out of his pocket and pump money into the Mustafa Al-Jazari case.
I would say that's intimidating.
And
An officer with a badge caught on body cam saying he's going to pump money into this case. I would say, honestly, that's very intimidating. And then you see a lawyer crying, saying, I was intimidated, I was threatened by the police. That's intimidating. Okay, you got to connect the dots here. And Sarah Sammy wants to say the family is intimidating. No, I think it's a different type of family that's doing the intimidation. And I want to say they wear a badge. And they're going after lawyers like this. I want to say this poor woman that decided, we are Americans and we are not afraid. And they're like, oh yeah? You really think so? And they went after her. I mean, she said
to be honest with you, I feel bad for her.
She said they raided my office.
I feel
What is her crime, by the way?
To be honest with you, what did Elaine do?
She filed a U.S.
That she had a whole county come after her. I mean, what is her crime?
She filed a U.S. Code 1983 civil rights violation.
Her crime, Elaine's crime, is she came out and she said the jail abused and beat Mustafa
and
I'm
filing
a civil lawsuit. You, the prosecutor, is falsifying the whole entire case. The whole county went after her.
The whole county went after her.
Look at
even
Elaine.
Judge Weimer.
Even Judge Weimer. We have the whole transcript for Judge Weimer.
And he says, I'm going to make an example. He basically lynched her in court.
We're going to have to go over that transcript.
I mean, think of how small a attorney circle is. Okay? You have Elaine Jarvis being lynched at the Prince William County Courthouse, and Judge Weimer says, I'm going to make sure she stays up there so that every lawyer, Blake, every lawyer is going to remember this one.
Brad Haywood?
You better not stand up for the presumed innocent. You better not go against this Prince William County police. You better not go against Amy Ashworth. Otherwise, for a whole year, she's going to be up there. She can't practice law here. She's going to be up there hanging.
And Prosecutor Sarah Sammy wants to blame Mustafa for Elaine Jarvis running away. Let's look at Elaine Jarvis.
Literally, the thought of Elaine Jarvis being lynched at the courthouse, and they leave her up there for a whole year, and they want to say, we're the ones doing the intimidating.
That's crazy. Well, let's hear from Elaine Jarvis.
Let's hear what Elaine Jarvis says.
And the reason... And I've told the Virginia State Police that I'm afraid they're going to kill me because I've spoken out about it. And I'm still afraid they're going to kill me. Now I'm afraid they're going to railroad me and set me up for something that I have not done.
You're afraid of who?
The Virginia State Police. Okay. I'm afraid of the police.
Gotcha.
I'm afraid of the police. I am 53 years old. I have never been in trouble. You can look up my record.
And I don't trust the police either. 100%.
I don't...
What did Elaine do that got her to be threatened? I mean, this is what she was doing. This is what Elaine was doing. She has a private investigator on her podcast.
She probed
into the prosecutor's witnesses. And this is what came out of it.
Okay, so just real quick. So you're outside the casino and you're talking to him. At this point, are you taping this?
Oh, I recorded everything from when we first met. So if you listen to the recording, you can listen to hours of us gambling and not talking about anything.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Okay, so coming to the punch. What did he tell you in this recording?
He told me that her daughter asked him to kill Mustafa.
Wow.
Can't you just kill him? I said, why would she?
The daughter went up to Glenn Ford, the ex-boyfriend, and asked him, can you kill Mustafa and make it look like an accident? By the way, her conversation is based on a recording from Glenn Ford. The daughter that is hugging on the mother, the daughter that the prosecutor is saying, oh, she's so terrified that she had an abortion.
Oh, the person that was fearful, frightened, intimidated based on first-hand experience. Her father has fears. She had an abortion and she was afraid because of the amount of stress. That individual asked somebody to kill Mustafa?
Apparently, that daughter is connected to a strip club. That the owner has a major problem with Mustafa and is soliciting Mustafa to be murdered a month before the vehicle had an accident where the police found brake failure. So where's the police department? Where's the police department from investigating the 16-year-old that solicited a murder, the ex-boyfriend that says on a recorded line, that 16-year-old came up to me and asked me to murder Mustafa? I mean, let's continue.
I wouldn't be surprised if whoever threatened Elaine, I wouldn't be surprised if they're the ones that pushed Kylie to ask Glenn Ford that question, because Kylie doesn't know Mustafa. Let's be real. She doesn't know him, but she's around a lot of people that are in law enforcement at that city nightclub. That, what is it called?
Strip club,
Crystal City.
Crystal City Strip Club.
She's around a lot of people that are connected to law enforcement in that club. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody came up to her and said, hey, can you get some crackhead to do this for us? And she went to Glenn Ford. And what does Glenn Ford do? Oh, well, in the meantime, he was also drugging her and having a sexual inappropriate relationship with her. According to him, by the way. Not
according to him on a recorded
It's a recorded line.
Now, you want to listen to the recorded line, or let's do it on another podcast?
We'll just.
I think we'll probe into those evidence on another podcast. I want to end the podcast with leaving you with a body cam where Investigator Davis is telling another police officer that he has an idea about this case, but it's gonna require spending money. It's gonna require money out of his pocket into the Mustafa Al-Jazari case.
The falsified case that we now have unsealed, and we've got a whole notebook of all the misconduct. And, you know, this is just barely scratching the surface. It's barely scratching the surface on the misconduct going on. I mean, you know, the list just goes on and on and on and on. We can go, we're going on 6 hours?
We haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, there's so much evidence.
There's so much falsified material.
They're falsifying this whole entire case.
And then you ask the question, what did he mean by he has an idea about this case that he wants to employ, but it would cost him spending his own money, an investigator pumping his own money into a case, and then all of a sudden you have all these alleged witnesses come out of the woodwork that say on video, they say we never saw anything. But the prosecutor seals that, and she uses their information as probable cause to hold him.
Based on that alone, when you see that there is so much misconduct, there's so much bias, there's so much falsification in this case, you have to release the communication from the prosecutor with her officers. What are they talking about when they're talking about pumping money into the Mustafa Al-Jazari case? And you're finding...
Was the prosecutor part of that conversation?
Was the prosecutor part?
That's the question. Was the prosecutor part of pumping money into the case? Did she also contribute to the money that was given in this case?
I mean, look, the bottom line is when you look at this case and it's so tailored to the evidence is so coming out of the police department are so tailored to the prosecution theory, you realize that they're in communication, that they're telling each other we're going to redact this. We're going to remove this. We're going to give me that. Okay,
100%. There's no way.
You're talking about exculpatory evidence that they're removing and hiding in the Mustafa al-Jazari case. And now the problem is, I have the file.
You have the file. And
it's been released. And there's too much out there where this community is asking questions. What the fuck is going on in the Mustafa al-Jazari case? So what are they going to do?
They're going to try to demonize you. They're going to put a label.
You can't demonize them.
They're going to try to put a label on the family. Okay, they're going to call it the family.
I mean, we just heard the narrative out of Kylie, of the prosecutor about Kylie, and we watched the video. I mean, you can't get more. I mean, I cannot wait for that motion. I want to play this video where, and pretty much end it with where the investigator, the police officer, is telling another police officer they're going to pump money into the Mustafa al-Jazari case out of their pocket.
Did you do anything inappropriate to it?
Why would that even be a thing? Did you do anything inappropriate to Mustafa's vehicle right after you found brake failure in Mustafa's vehicle?
So again, nothing froze. Steering wheel is moving. What? I'm going to figure out that brake issue, and then then I'll be done. Hey, Rob, remind me to tell you I had an idea about this case that I thought we should imply. Imply? Is that the word? Employ. It would take spending money, though. Take what? Spending money.
He's not worried about this body cam because his prosecutor is in communication with him, telling him, I'm going to seal off your body cams.
They have a cleanup crew. The cleanup crew is going to remove this body cam until you magically came in and...
What do you mean? I've been nuked. I've been completely nuked off with... I mean, if you really look at what they've done to me, it's like dropping a major bomb on me, completely nuking me, and I came out like a cockroach out of the ashes. I mean,
and you were carrying a brief... you were carrying a suitcase out of the rubble with a suitcase.
I mean, they took me to court twice. They wanted to shut down my channel. I mean, completely nuked by the county and came out of the ashes. Have you seen the like a cockroach out of the ashes
with a suitcase?
With a suitcase and a suit. The barefooted brother is out in here with a file. I mean, they're even shocked. They're like, what the fuck is going on here? How is he still here? And apparently he's got...
You deceived them. You deceived them when you said, I'm barefoot. I'm out here. I'm barefoot. They're like, oh, this guy has nothing. You know, he's nothing to worry about. He's just barefoot. I mean, the guy's barefoot. Come on now. You deceived
How powerful can he get? Now he's got AI videos. Apparently, the AI videos.
Now there's a whole series about.
Now there's a whole series about the county, and we're gonna. By the way, the motion to sequester is my favorite motion because there's so much material in it that we're gonna.
She's accusing you of chasing after the prosecutor.
She's accusing me of going after the prosecutor.
She accused me of buying a rifle.
She accused you of... What's your evidence? I mean, I'm going after the prosecutor. What's your evidence? I mean, I cannot wait. I mean, I can't wait to sit in court and really listen to this. Because you can't just not present evidence.
You just played a video to what the allegation for Kylie was. You played a video that not only directly contradicts what her allegations are, but it's the complete opposite. And Kylie is saying... I've been dying to meet you since last year when you came on TV.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
The news.
At 2
At
o'clock
2
in the morning.
She's been dying to meet the mother of Mustafa, according to her, by the way, at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then she sat down for an hour and a half. And it was
Talking about the case.
And it was all recorded from 2 to 3 a.m. You want to tell me that person is fearful or frightened or scared or whatever? Listen, you can lie to us, but it's 2026. You know, camera is accessible. It's everywhere. It's on every phone, and it's in 4K. Okay? You can try to lie, but the more you dig yourself deep, you know, we have evidence. We are known to record everything.
You know, I'll tell you, this prosecutor.
Everything.
You know, by the way, this whole entire
Everything.
motion, everything. You know, this this whole entire motion to sequester. I mean, what she's attempting to do is tell the judge that the family is so dangerous that we have to sequester the jury. We have to sequester the jury from the family.
To keep them safe from the family.
Keep the jury safe from the family. And what do you want to do? You want to put them in a van with Robert Drum, an officer. I mean,
so he can sit there and tell the jury, I'm going to drive you to the police impound where we can look at the car. And on the way there, he's going to be like, looking
Did you
at
know
it.
that he never hit?
You know, he never hit the brake. The EDR.
The baby. The mother. The mother. He wants to play on emotions.
What's really easy, what really got him, the EDR shows no braking. He's gonna sit there and start feeding the jury all this.
How does that make any sense?
It's like saying, let me keep the chicken with the fox. Okay, let's not keep the chicken in the hen house. Let's put them in the other fence with the fox. Let's keep the fox in there.
By the way, this is a desperate attempt by the prosecutor to demonize me and hope that the judge is going to grant her the motion to sequester. You don't have any evidence that I'm a threat.
There's no evidence
There's no evidence that I'm a threat. As a matter of fact, I'm being threatened by your witness.
I actually have a great relationship at the courthouse with everybody, including the jail.
I do. Now, on the next podcast, what we're going to do, we're going to go into detail into the evidence.
By the way, we were protesting on court grounds for nearly like 7 to 9 months. Okay, there was not a single incident where the police had to come out and say, "Hey, we're investigating you for this.
Look, let me just.
Are you being charged with that?" We were peaceful, and every day that we protested, we were peaceful, exercising our First Amendment. And the prosecutor is clearly scared of the Constitution. You're not allowed to practice the Constitution with Prosecutor Sammy, okay? Because I don't know, maybe in her country there's no Constitution.
By the way,
we see what they're doing in that country, but we'll just leave it at that.
Absolutely, we're going to continue.
They don't believe in the Constitution. Basically, it's the supreme leader of the land. If you say anything that they don't like, it's just that's it.
I mean, maybe she needs to go home.
Sequester him.
I mean, if you don't believe in what we have here, maybe you need to go home. We absolutely have a right to a First Amendment. We have a right to litigate this case and call you out on you falsifying.
And we're not going to be intimidated.
The whole entire case
by false allegations.
I have evidence that you are using police officer that falsified this case. I have evidence that this is a vehicle accident. Now, it's not my word against the police department. It's not my word against the prosecution office. No, I have your file. I have your body cams. I have your document. And they're all over the internet. And the community is watching what's coming out of this case. And you need to wake up, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy. You need to wake up, and your emotions sure sounds like you're in denial. Now, Judge Carol Weimer, the presiding judge, may and has been helping you, and it shows how he has not been impartial in the Mustafa Al-Jazari case, but is getting to a point that Judge Weimer will no longer be able to help you because appeals are going to be submitted where they're going to be going over Judge Weimer. And this case is being watched by the whole entire community. I mean,
we have thousands of people watching and following.
My videos, if you go on YouTube, my last podcast, let's watch. This is really interesting. You gotta give credit to yourself. My podcast is at 3,800. The podcast before it, 3,600. 4,700. The podcast before it is 5,700. 5,200. The one before it, 3,600. So my channel,
the community is taking notice.
The community is taking notice. Unredacted podcast, unredacted file podcast. You just started your channel and you're already going viral. I mean, the reason this channel is going viral because these body cam show that you are falsifying a case.
And people
are terrified.
People don't like that.
People don't like it. People are terrified because if you can do that in the Mustafa Al-Jazari case,
they're next.
They're next. Before we end the podcast, do you want to say anything?
I want to thank everyone for being here. Tune in to Not Another Boring Podcast. Tune in to Unredacted Files Podcast on YouTube. And, justice will be served.
Absolutely.
Justice will be served. And again, we say this, and we try to say it as much as we can, that the officers we're talking about here are not a representation of the officers that we see every day when we go out into the community and we interact with the officers of Stafford County, of Prince William County, of, Fairfax County, but mainly Prince William County officers and Stafford County. They do not agree with what's coming out of Mustafa Al-Jazari case. They don't agree with what Robert Drum did. Okay? And I want to tell you, 100% of them that we come into contact with, they completely disagree. And they say that Robert Drum is giving officers like them a bad name. And they can't believe that an officer is actually getting away with what they're attempting to get away with here. They can't believe that an officer would falsify so much. And it's not our words against Officer Drum. It's his own body cam and reports. It's the witnesses. I mean, look, the officers that we interact with in this community, they're not just listening to us talk. They're actually going out, they're looking at the body cams. They're following this podcast because this is their community as well. They live here. They live in Woodbridge. They live in Dumfries, okay? They live in Fredericksburg. So this is their community. And when an officer that is rogue, on the loose, like Robert Drum, Davis, and those that are saying they're going to pump money into a case illegally, you got a problem. And these officers are taking notice, and they're telling us that there should be safeguards in the judicial system to stop things like this from happening, to prevent people from getting abused by rogue prosecutors, rogue officers. Sadly, in this case, it's getting to a point where, we're basically screaming at the top of our lungs. But we have to constantly ground ourselves and remember that what we're seeing in this file, it's not every Stafford County deputy that's wearing a badge and a uniform. That's not a reflection of what these officers do. Okay? So we want to thank the men and women that are serving this community, that are serving the Woodbridge community. And we know that these officers are not a reflection of those people that put their lives on the line. And it's just a shame. It's a shame that I have to give that speech and not the chief of police.
Absolutely. I want to thank our co-host from Unredacted Files podcast. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what's going on in this case is not a reflection of every police officer. There's bad apples everywhere. In this case, we have a file on specific police officer that falsified the Mustafa Al-Jazari case. And we're here. When we make a certain claim, it is backed by a body cam. It's backed by a document out of Mustafa's file. It's backed by evidence. These are not my word against those police officers. No, I have a file on these police officers that falsified the Mustafa Al-Jazari case. And we're going to continue to remind this community, remind ourselves that it's not a reflection of every police officer. As a matter of fact, I have a really good relationship with a lot of police officers. I want to thank the police officer out of Stafford County, Prince William County, our deputy sheriff, our jail officers, The majority are serving this community. I want to thank you for being here. This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa through the police body cam. Judge Carol Weimer, you are under the microscope.
Aware of that. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If you disclose that information in any way, all of it needs to be destroyed now. But if you disclose it in any way, it's going to put me in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you all choose to go on the internet and try to publicize this stuff, that's going to create real problems.
Okay.
You can't do it, is what I'm telling you. You cannot do it. I will have to move to withdraw from the case.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay? If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If you disclose that information in any way, all of it needs to be destroyed now. But if you disclose it in any way, it's going to put me in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you all choose to go on the internet and try to publicize this stuff, that's going to create real problems.
Okay.
You can't do it, is what I'm telling you. You cannot do it. I will have to move to withdraw from the case.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay. If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If you disclose that information in any way, all of it needs to be destroyed now. But if you disclose it in any way, it's going to put me in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you